I'm more at home because I'm in God's house. I've been asked to discuss a very important topic for young people, which is the power of choices. I think the topic is important for 3 reasons. Number 1, because life is full of choices. Even this morning, you have to make a choice whether to come or not. Now, the fact that you made a choice to come, there will be certain consequences. For those who refuse to come, there will also be consequences. Some politicians somewhere told us choices have consequences. So, and that's something that is an altruism. It's a fact that we know. So it is important to understand life is full of choices, and choices have consequences. The second reason why I think this is a very important point, a very important reason why we are to discuss this topic, is the fact that choices have irreversible consequences. As you remember, Daniel and I come from Nyandarua, and the first time I went to Nairobi, is when I finished my KPE. Nowadays it was called KPE. And so the Standard 7 class, the KPE class, was taken to Nairobi. We went to the showground, 1967. For the first time, I saw Nairobi for the first time. And one of the things I will never forget is going to the showground, and to enter the showground, you had to show your ticket, and then there was something that allowed you in. And if your friend remained outside, if you try to go back, you know the thing I'm talking about. The thing that moves around, when you are entering the round, there's something that goes on one direction. It never goes backwards. To the showground, I've not been to a showground of late, but those who have been to Nairobi showground, does it still have that thing? Allows you one way, but you cannot go back? If you want to go back, you have to move away to another gate far away, and then come out to come back. Anybody seen something like that? Allows you in, but does not allow you to go back. Now, life is like that. You make a decision to enter, even if you want to go back, it doesn't allow you. You must go forwards. Let me give you an example. You are in Form 2, and you decide you don't like the biology teacher. Therefore, you are going to drop biology. Do you know there are people like that? They make choices on the basis of who is teaching. So, you drop biology because you don't like the teacher. Now, many years later, you are finishing high school and you feel called to do medicine. Without biology, will they allow you in medical school? No. You say, no. Please allow me. When I made the decision, I was small. I didn't understand. It's a teacher who was not likable. She had a very long nose. Now, it doesn't quite matter why you decided. Will the vice chancellor allow you in the university medical school? No. Sounds very unfair. Because you made the decision as a very small boy or a small girl. But choices have irreversible consequences. And even after many years, you will still say, I want to go to change my career to health. And then you ask you for the certificate of Form 4. And you will know it is blank on biology. Will they allow you because now you are old? No. A small choice you made like a 15-year-old, now, for 15-year-old boy, small boy, is going to follow you until you are in your 60s like me. Okay, see the point? Choices have irreversible consequences. The same thing. You just decide this thing called sex. I am young, I haven't tested, they keep talking about it, I do not intend to be moral, I just want to try once. Not twice. Just once. You make a choice. You get pregnant. And all of a sudden you realize choices have irreversible consequences. Because you now don't know what to do. How do you leave school? And anyway, what's wrong with this? I only did it once. How unfair can life be? And you know, especially Christian girls, the ones I have listened to, that's what happens. She only tried it Once. She was a righteous girl, holy, except once. She just wanted to taste. Now, non-Christians seem to do it regularly. She never gets pregnant. But when a Christian girl tries, only once. Another one told me, a story that I found very funny. She said they didn't even, I'm assuming all of you are about 15. Am I right? Who is the youngest person here? Are they below 15? Because I shouldn't be going to that direction if you are too young. But you don't look too young. Can I go on? Okay. So another one told me, Brother Nana, I don't even understand. I didn't do it. I said, what do you mean? How did you get pregnant? They didn't know I didn't do it. I said, just tell me, what happened? You know, we went to my boyfriend to the where Mutego is. It's called City Park. Those who know Nairobi, City Park. And City Park is a big ground. So lovers will tend to go towards one direction. And there are monkeys playing around those who have been to City Park. So the person told me, we were there, and because we were on a corner praising the Lord, enjoying ourselves, we started kind of joking, just the two of us. And we would roll on, I would roll on her, we are Christians, we're just joking. And as we were rolling, you know, with the monkeys jumping around and people walking all over, they were not naked, they are fully dressed. But as we were rolling, given the age they were in, now I don't want to go, that's a wrong direction. It might be pornography. No, so I'm not going that direction. But then without going to details, the guy ejaculated and the devil can be a bad devil, at exactly the wrong time of the month, and right through the dress, she actually got pregnant. A virgin who is already pregnant. I asked the doctor, and also it's okay, it's normal. That it is possible. Now, I was told by medical people, she's not telling you a story, it is possible. Once the sperms penetrate, that wetness is all that is required. You'll swim up, and if it's the right time of the month, you will be as pregnant as the people who did it properly. It will not quite matter that you never had sex. Am I communicating? Choices have irreversible consequences. Because the guy was saying, but you know, I didn't even enjoy it. Oh, how terrible it can be. But why were you doing such a thing? When you decide to roll around with each other, you made a wrong choice. Choices not only have consequences, they have irreversible consequences. That's our discussion today. That you need to understand the reason why we're discussing this topic is because every choice you make has irreversible consequences. Of course, it doesn't have to be pregnancy. It can be HIV. Am I right? Because you need to understand, if the boy is properly saved, even if you tempt him, he will do the Joseph kick. You know the Joseph kick? He will leave you with a dress, with a shirt, and take off. Remember Joseph, the son of Jacob? He took off. Am I right? So when a girl is insistent, what do Christian boys do? They give the Joseph kick. And you're not saying. Now the fact that he is not giving the Joseph kick, sister, should worry you. Because that means the guy may have done it somewhere else. And if he did it somewhere else, remember it means you are open to HIV. Am I right? You are open to HIV. Remember, I was told again, I'm not an expert in that area. I was told that if you sleep with a boy, you have slept with all the girls he has slept with for the last 5 years. You are not sleeping with him. Remember, there's several others all along that. He may be the person who is passing on, but he himself is not sick. Am I communicating? So that you need to understand, I'm not sleeping with this boy. I'm sleeping with all the girls he has slept with. Choices have irreversible consequences. And today, we are discussing the issue because there are irreversible consequences. And it's important. Thirdly, I told you 3 reasons why this topic is very important. It's because these consequences we are talking about, these irreversible consequences, are still there when you make no choice. Are you hearing me? Making no choice is making a choice. Are you going to the conference? I have not made up my mind. At 10 o'clock, your mother says, are you going to the conferences? I'm still thinking. At 5 wife, are you going to a conference? I'm still deciding. I have not yet decided not to go, but did you finally go? It's important to understand, making no choice is making a choice. Making no choice is making a choice. Never. That's what's unfair about life. How can I decide to make no choice and I've made a choice? And I'm sure you can see a number of areas in your life where making no choice means making a choice. So that there is no choice about making choice. You must make a choice. And it's very important that we are clear about that. Now, the first thing I would like to encourage you in making choices, because I want to talk about the power of choice is it affects your life. But I want to talk about how to make choices. And I'm saying that a lot of us, our problem is that we are making a choice in a vacuum. That's the most difficult choice to make. Where you are not clear yourself, who you are. And then you have to make a choice. The first choice you must make is about who you are. And unfortunately, nobody can tell you who you are. The only people that know who you are is you and God. Nobody else. I write meditations for young people. A young person opened a website for me to be putting material. And I write a website. And currently, I'm talking about making choices about work. And if you're interested, part of this message, you can get it by next week if you subscribe. Are you interested in the website? You just go to www.johnganga.org and you get the same message there. Not John Nganga, John Ganga. Remove the apostrophes. Now, and I'm arguing in that one that it's important to understand that nobody else knows you. So if you ask me to help you to make a choice, you are being unfair to me. That does not mean I don't know your name. I know it. That does not mean I don't know that you are 8 feet tall. I know it. It's obvious. Or rather, you're short. That I know. But who are you? Every human being has 4 areas. So none of us knows all the 4 areas. Got the Johari window. You need to understand the 4 areas include the following. Area number one in your life is an area you know. And nobody else except God knows. There is a part of you which only you know. And nobody else knows. So even if they are advising you, they don't have the privilege of knowing that area. I've been married for 36 years. There is still a part of me that when I feel learning. For 36 years, I'm telling somebody, sure, that knows me. Say, not you know. I say, no, you don't know me. After 36 years. Now, if Rebecca still is learning me, hopefully, as you're married every year, the area is getting less and less. That's a good marriage. In a good marriage, the area that your wife doesn't know is getting less and less. But even by the time you die, you hear men say, you can never know women. No, it's not just women. Even men are not know about. You need to understand the way God created that. There is a part of you, only you and God. And if that be the case, can you see making choices that nobody else can help you? You need to understand that even as I'm giving advice, it's on the basis of lack of knowledge. That there is a part of you I actually don't know. And because I'm making assumptions, I mean good. I'm giving you the very best advice. But it's not based on information. Because the Bible says there is a part of you. There is a certain part of you. Only you and God. Of course, the non-Christian scientists do not like God. They just say only you know. But I know whatever you know, God also knows. And that's the first weakness about making choices based on other people or on other people's advice. Number 2, there is a part of you. This will surprise you. When I read it, it surprised me. There is a part of you only other people know you don't. But I have that, I said, sure, that's not true. You mean there's something Rebecca knows about me I don't know? It's like the misery. To imagine I don't know myself. There is a part of me other people know and I don't. And I used to think that a joke. But in 1995, I was on those days, there were no FM stations. I was on KBC English service for about 6 months, giving a series of talks on relationship, on friendship. That became my book on friendship. And as I was giving those talks, since I was on radio for so long, my voice was available in many parts. In fact, I was told by someone who was then in the University of Addis Ababa that he used to listen every Monday to You Are Faithful. And they would gather together with some Ethiopian people who are in the postgraduate program with him to listen. So one day, I'm a Gideon are people who visit with Bibles. I go back to Nyandarua to give Bibles in a school in a place called Mukere, where it's a big school, but I've divided into two. The school had more than 1,000 students. So I am busy arranging them in order to start giving Bibles. As I'm talking, one teacher asked, "Are you John Nana?" I said, "Where have you met?" No, I just want to know. "Are you John Nana?" I said, "Yes." "Why ask me?" Says, "All of a sudden, I have listened to your voice. I know you must be the one who is normally on radio. Are you on radio?" I said, "Yes." So I said, "How did you know?" "You said something you always say." I said, "What do I say?" I'm not supposed to tell you. But he said something that I repeat one thing all the time. Every program, there is a way I put things. There is a word I always repeat constantly. So he'll know it is John Nana by the repeat of that word. I said, "Why?" So I had to listen to the cassettes. Because I didn't know myself. I had to listen to the cassette and I found every cassette repeat the word. From then onward, I tried not to repeat. I discovered there is a part of me I myself do not know. Now, some of you know whether you are angry or not. But that's from the front. We have no idea how we look at the back. But we see you properly. In fact, we see the back more than the front. Because when you look at the front, we are shy. But to the back, we can even do a drawing. Now, you need to understand there is a part of you other people know which you yourself do not know. And that's why, even as you make choices, it's good to listen to others. Am I communicating? It's important to as you make choices, it's important to listen to others, because although you know something they don't, they also know something you don't. And that's why I recommend, if you are really going to be make choices, you must always have a minimum of 3 friends. Minimum. I told you I wrote a book on friendship. You must have a minimum of 3 friends. Every one of us who intends to realize their potential must have a minimum of 3 friends. Anybody who intends to realize what God created him for. So make the kind of decisions that will help to produce the impact God intended for your life. You must have a minimum of 3 friends. Number 1 friend must be somebody who knows you and is older than you. He knows you and is older than you. Now, older is a wrong word. And you are saying better. Because age does not produce knowledge. You need to understand that if you don't know 2 plus 2 is 4, and you don't know at the age of 2, even I have a grandchild, so I know they don't know anything. But even as you reach the level of being 60, if nobody teaches you, you still don't know 2 plus 2 is 4. Age does not give you information. It's got to do with the age that gives information. Would you agree with me? So important. So I'm saying you need a friend who is better than you, knows you and is better than you. Because when you have such a friend who knows you well enough and understands the issues you are dealing with, he is likely to help you to make better decisions. Not to make a decision for you, but to give you information about yourself and about what you are deciding that you help you. The reason I'm saying that age is not the issue. Mentally, I don't have to be older than you to mentor. I can mentor you. No, let me just give an example. After I retired, I was in Mombasa speaking at Mombasa Pentecostal Church. And I asked them, say, John, do you still, Mr. Man, do you still go to universities? I said, I still preach in the universities. You know, we miss your talks. I said, but you graduated. I'm still talking to the new. But you know, you can talk to us. I said, how? You graduated. Says, I'll open a website for you. Every time you give the talks to the university, drop them in your website, and you continue communicating to us, even after you graduate. I said, at my age, that's too digital. I'm not interested. That's a young person. I mean, my sister is about in their 20s, so it's, I can divide my age and still remain to that. But the person is a Christian girl who was persistent. The next time was Mombasa, we found each other. Said, Brother Nanga, did I tell you there is nothing for you to do? I'll do the website for you, myself. But that will give you an opportunity to continue ministering to us. I started, let me think about it. This time I didn't think about it. The last time he said, did you decide? No, I was too embarrassed to say no. I said, what do I need to do? So she says, you put it down in an email. Exactly the question I need to answer. Then I will just get a website. So the person did it, then flew to Nairobi and taught me how to upload. In other words, when you write the message, you put it like this. Then it automatically will go to anybody who subscribes in your website. Even if you know, I don't know how it works. All I know is that if I put it up, the way she told me, there's a procedure, she wrote it down for me. When I write it down, I put it in, it gets accepted, then now my website now has over 3,000 people who will read my daily meditations. It started with just a few people, but she did not know it will be. Now, because I'm not in control of subscribers. One time is Chinese, next time is Japanese, everybody subscribes all over the world. I was mentored by somebody about my age. And after some time, after resisting for a while, I started learning. Only people with good, better friends ever produce the impact God intended for them. Now, when I now picture how many pastors will be happy to have these other members. I have all those members, and I don't have to do anything. Some of them write to me, you know. Yesterday I got somebody from writing to me from Kigali. Another day I got another one from Chad. There's another one who wrote to me in Swahili from Congo. Now all of them listen to me on a daily basis. All because I had a better friend, not older friend, better, who understands the negative. Then God gave me the humility to be willing to be taught step by step by a small girl. Until finally, I am ministering to people I would never have ministered to if I was not mentored. Not communicating. You need to understand that talking about choices have irreversible consequences. If you choose not to have friends better than you, it will not work. And you know, having better friends is very challenging thing. But it eats into our ego. You want somebody whom you can bring down. Somebody, I mean, you know, many people do not have friends better than themselves. Because they intimidate them. So by the way, that's one of the dangerous things. My sister, when you do well, boys will run away from you. Except the one the Lord has appointed. It's very important to understand. You cannot start becoming a good sister just because boys will run away. Let them run, because that reduces your work. The right one. Will be easier to get. Very important to understand that it's critical, very critical to understand you must go for somebody better. When you relate to somebody better, it helps you to be better. I'm not complicated. And if you want to make good choices, keep in the company of people in that particular area who are better. That's why I'm not in the school of thought that encourages people to have one mentor. I don't believe in it. You must have many mentors in different areas. Maybe somebody is mentoring you in the area of medicine. You are a doctor and there's another doctor helping you. But his marriage is in shambles. He cannot mentor you in marriage. He only mentors you to divorce. You must ensure he only mentors you in whether to pick a stethoscope or whatever another animal is called. But when they come to marriage, you must have a different mentor. Are we together? Because the critical thing is, the person must be better than you in the area they're mentoring you. Am I correct? So therefore, I do not believe in that business of having one mentor. Nobody is over. I am included. I mentor many people. Many people. And for the last many years, I've mentored people. But I know my weaknesses. If nobody else knows, my does also. But it's very important to understand given my weaknesses. I will not want you to take me with everything. Take the strength, my strength. Don't take my weaknesses. So whenever I meet somebody, we always enter into a contract. He has the freedom to notice my weaknesses and don't follow them. Because I know them. And I don't want to produce people with weaknesses like mine. I don't want to produce people with strength like mine. So it's very dangerous. It's like, having a mentor who calls the shots. You have to be as weak as him and as strong as him. If you really want to go places to be better than the better person, then you must ensure he helps you to make decisions in that area, but not in another area. Your partner is good, and there are many things you will do. But if he did not go beyond Form 4, then if you are making decisions whether to do a master's or a PhD or not, please ask him for prayers. Don't worry. Because you pray, that's his area, and he must help you do it. But if you really need somebody who can help you, is a PhD necessary or not? If you never gone beyond Form 7, chances are you are surely you have gone for how many years? You want to be 6. What do you want to be? I'm not going to get you. It's critical to understand there is an area I can mentor you, but there's an area I cannot mentor you. So that's the first friend you must have. If you are going to make good choices, you must have friends that are better than you. And I've told you that is one of the most challenging areas. Because our pride stops us from relating to people who are better than us. Like if the person better than you is at that of your age, can you see the embarrassment? When you are together being shown, and like we met in a Java, now people are looking and seeing that I'm the one, what's going on here? Now, you look funny. Am I communicating? So it's a little difficult. But when you learn that this person is better than you and admit it, you help you to make good decisions. She helped me make a decision, and it was not my intention that it will go to many people. But I got just a few people. If they got to 300, I was going to be happy. To be 3,000 was not something that I knew. But God had an idea. And He knew if I resisted help, I was going to block my potential. The second friend you must have, in order to make good decisions, is somebody not as good as you. Those are very critical people. Somebody whom you are helping to be better. Why do you need somebody like that? He's not helping you. He is. Readings. He is helping you. When you are helping, you are mentoring somebody to be better in an area you are better, what happens? It can prevent you from backsliding back to that level. Every time you go to backslide, you say, what happened? I can't do that. Like you are helping a young person not to get pregnant. And you yourself are playing around in the center park. It will not happen. So every time you pick a hat, you wake up, say, go home. And you need to understand clearly, if you are mentoring somebody younger than you, it sets you high standards. Am I communicating? So that in making your decisions will never be downward. They will be not for your sake. Sometimes you don't care about yourself, but for the sake of the person you are mentoring. If you have been mentoring somebody to dress properly, and then your husband buys you a dress that is showing more than is hiding, every time you are my sister, you are about to wear it. You remember that young girl, and you say, thank you for the dress, I'll wear it tomorrow, which may never come. But you need to understand it clearly. It is not because you are holy, it's because you are conscious about the other person. Am I right? Yes. So it's important to understand. You are mentoring somebody professionally, and you have started doing mediocre work. Every time you think about your next meeting with a young man, whom you are helping to become better in productivity, you say, I'll be lying if I keep pushing him when I myself am producing mediocre work. Will you be mediocre again? No. And it is being produced. Can you see the benefit of having somebody younger? Not really younger is not the right word. Not as good as you in the area. But actually, and importantly, there is no greater joy than seeing somebody who was level 1 and level 4, and the Lord used you to help him. It not only encourages you to be better, It's a very enjoyable old age. As you meet this direction, you go direction, you're always finding somebody that is that has been helped. And I saw that for a long years before I retired. I used to cover all 10 countries in Africa. And I was surprised. I am somewhere in Addis Ababa, I'm walking, a young man stopped me, says, Brother, now I can't remember you. I don't know how I'm supposed to remember you in Ethiopia. But says, I was in KU. I was the secretary of the Christ Christian Union. You used to come to us regularly. You are such a blessing. So what are you doing here? They start telling me. And I feel the privilege. All the money I spent going to the university disappears. Last time I was preaching in Moi University. And it cost me quite a bit because on Saturday I was speaking in Kabarak University. So I had to come back to Nairobi because I was taking the morning flight on Sunday. So when I called the cost, must have cost me more than 30,000, the taxes and the flights. But the minute I remember the impact young people have, and the last one that shared with me, the money sounds like a joke. And then I remember the money is not my money. It's God's money being relocated. So I've given nothing because the money came from God in the first place and it's still God's work. Have I given anything? No. Now, but it all has to do with looking at the impact it makes when you help somebody else. But let me go back to my first point. When you help somebody else, it actually helps you. It's a gift that keeps giving. You give somebody help, it will make you have higher standards. You start making decisions that cannot embarrass you. And the real thing is, the choices are being made good choices. Because you will not want to be a bad example to the people who are following you. Am I right? Thirdly, if you want to make good choices, you must have a friend who is a colleague. Who is a colleague? A person is a better knower, just like you. You come late sometimes, just like him. Did you go to join yesterday? Just like you. Now, you need to understand clearly. Those friends are very important. Very, very important. Because the mature friend intimidates you. You still go to them. But every time you have a problem, you start thinking, can you understand? I quarreled with my wife. Has he ever quarreled with his wife? After that, 6 years, this was a never quarrel. I'm not hearing. Because you are never to share your failure with somebody better because you fear he will not understand. Until you got Brother Ganga with like you. Last time in his house you were quarreling. Now, so you feel it. I also quarreled with my wife. How do you deal with the matter? It's wrong to be quarreling. Then I'm able to share, yes, I quarrel. Remember last time we quarreled? This is the way the Lord helped us. You are no longer. You see, the problem is not that the person cannot help you. But you have difficulty sharing it with him. I'm getting the point. But once you share with his colleague, because you don't feel afraid of telling, then he is able to share what God is doing in his life. So on a matter that you need help, it's also important to have somebody who is like you, because that allows you to open up. Number 2 is that you can't go to a younger person. You know a younger person, you just tell them, by the way, I quarreled with my wife. And they are just newly married, and they are traveling, and they say, what? Even I can quarrel with Rebecca, surely. And now I'm the freedom to quarrel. Now I'll be quarreling her permanently, essentially. Because it seems like I've given you the application to also work. So that's why I cannot share all my failures with somebody who is starting. It's not like in my case, am I right? And yet I'm having my problems, but you are the wrong person to share with. Because I'm helping you. Are we together? But I have another person like me, like this friend of mine, we've been friends for 40 years. I can help him. Clearly, I quarreled with Rebecca. And he says, don't worry, I also quarreled with my wife. And then he can start talking about what did the Lord do in your case. And we help each other, isn't it? So it's important to understand you require that person. Are you seeing the value? They are very, very important. Let me tell you that reason why this person is important. When you deal with somebody like you, he is not embarrassed about you. You know, a younger person wonders, how can I correct Brother Nana? Another one says, my dad destroyed you. Another person says, I know you. Wake up. That's not how you talk to your wife. He embarrassed shame on you, Brother Nana. How could you talk to Rebecca like that? Now he can do that. Daniel can do that without any difficulty. He knows our friendship is wrong enough for me to cry and wake up. or quarrel and then wake up. I'm not communicating. He's not afraid that already will break because they are so near. But a lot of people are making around choices because nobody dare tell them the truth about themselves. But this other person can tell you exactly what they think about you. Just as you say, but you're going to hell. Let me not cheat you. Every time you're making on your way to hell. Say, don't judge me. Yes, I'll judge you. I'm not judging. I'm only doing fruit inspection. The Bible is only told us not to judge, but it told us to know them by their fruits. So we are not judging their fruits. I'm only inspecting your fruit. And from the fruit, it's always on your way. That may make me clear. Can you imagine? Remember, we are talking about choices. Because choices have reversible consequences. It will be important to have somebody who doesn't respect you enough not to tell you. You know, if, unfortunately, I woke up very early. If a piece of Ugari, I didn't do the in the morning, but if in the process a piece of Ugari was at the back of my chat, and I come here, many of you will not tell me. I don't know, how did the Ugari? I don't know how to practice. Maybe the Ugari is the Ugari or the Ugari in the back of my head. And I can't see it. I went to the mirror, I saw the front, I didn't see the back. So the Ugari is still there. And everybody is looking at the Ugari. They can't tell Ugari. You know, they're trying. Not telling you there is a piece of. Until then your comes and they say what's wrong with you. Look forward. Why? Just keep looking forward. He moves the gun, then shows me. That's how you have. Can you see the value of those friends? They will correct you without fearing. And they are ready to hate them. But they love you enough to take the risk of you hating them. If you don't have somebody like that, my friend, you are in trouble. That friend, for those of you who are married, is supposed to be your spouse. Because if that kind of a friend is a person of the opposite sex, you are taking a serious, dangerous move. You need somebody who is either of your gender, and the best, if it's opposite sex, must be your spouse. Not obligated. And that's the work of a spouse. A colleague, a friend who cannot, who feels we are in this together. They cannot allow you to get lost. I am trying to get you to see the reason why you do that is because the second part of you is a part you don't know, yet others know. The third part. The third part in your window is a part where you and your friends know. There is a part of Nana, Rebecca knows, and Nana knows, and Rebecca knows that Nana knows, and Nana knows Rebecca knows. There's a part of you like that. That part is less and less depending on the level of friendship. No, there are people we call friends, but the best term is not friend, it's acquaintance. An acquaintance is a person you meet, then you talk about the weather, then you go away. That's an acquaintance, not a friend. A friend is a person where you go in the communication levels, you go to a higher level. Are we together? And it's important to understand. You require, so depending on which level you are in, they will get to know more. And because the window is one limited area, the bigger the area where the two of us know, the less the area she knows that I don't know, and I know that she does not, is limited. As the friendship increases, the other friend feels the freedom to tell you about yourself what you don't know about yourself. That way, the area you know about yourself increases. Number two, as you continue in friendship, you get the freedom to give your confidential information to the friend. So the area only you know gets less and less. I'm not complicating. But that area is there. But if the other friend to offer to reduce their area of knowledge, and you to reduce, so that you can increase the area. When you really want to make good choices, it is important you have friends, and the 3 times I gave you, that will help you to reduce the area they know and you don't know, and the area I know and they don't know. That will help you. And in the meanwhile, you increase the path that both you know. The way you can help someone is to ensure the area is so big, even when they do something, you can explain it. You can understand it. You know that's why they say when you're married for a long time, you look alike. People say that my wife is my sister. No, she's not my sister, except in the Lord. But over time, we make similar decisions. The other day was she's elected in the university. She was asked by the student whether she knows me. My student is why? You talk like him. Now, she is from Eastern Province, I'm from Nyandarua, like I told you. But somehow, after being friends for the last about 40 years, you are getting to be similar. Because the area I have released to her is more and more. So when you ask her a question, chances are I can predict the answer she will give you. Because you have influenced each other's choices. So you really want to make good choices. It will be important that you are able to have people like that. Fourth area. The fourth area is an area neither you nor your friends know. Only God. And that area will always be there. About yourself. There are things at the age of 60 I'm discovering about myself and nobody else has told me. But in prayer and in studying God's word, I start realizing I should be doing this rather than this. And that's why in making choices, it will be important that you know that the final arbiter is God Himself. I don't have a lot of time, but I want to emphasize the whole importance of making choices. Let me go back where I began. The most important choice is actually not a choice. It's a discovery. It's discovering who you are so that you know for what you are. Know who you are so that you know for what you are. In other words, understand your values and who you are. You have to realize your life's purpose. Why were you created? Why are you alive? If that question is not answered, then your decisions will be the wrong decision. You know, if you don't know where you are going, every road is correct. Am I right? What makes it a wrong road is if you know where you are going. Like you tell me, and let me give this so that you know some things about me that you don't know. I used to live in Yusuf with the Acres. And I had not gone by train very often. One day I decided I would come to Nairobi by train. On my way back, I was just come from Nairobi, I told my friends, I had a ticket and I went quickly running before the train could leave. And at the railway station, those who have gone to Nairobi railway station, you cannot tell where the engine, the locomotive is. You just see coaches, passenger coaches. So you can't tell which train is going to Mombasa, which is going to Nairobi. But I argue, the one here like this is all that looks like it was going to Kisumu. And because I was running, I rushed inside. I sat and I'm panting and have my ticket. But I was so late, as soon as I sat, the train started moving. The only thing that surprised me is it's moving backwards. Exactly where does it finally turn? I just discovered myself in Makadara. So I started looking for the ticket person. Where is this train? Why? I'm on my way to the train was going to Mombasa. Say stop it! They told me it's not stoppable. I was going the wrong direction. I frantically realized I'm wasting my time. I'll be lost and tired. Why not choose to be only tired, only lost, but not? That's why I finally chose to sit down. Knowing very well I'm on the wrong path. When they finally stop, it will stop in a river. So I waited until a river, and I finally came out. Looked for a matatu, and I was dropped in Nairobi. Now I don't go back to the train, go to the Kisumu train. They used to live around the same time. I already gone. Now took away Bessie, and now I ended up in Kisumu. I live on the train. But I did not enjoy the train I had paid for. I'm not communicating. It is possible to enter the wrong train. And the faster you go, the farther you go from where you are going. So that speed is not a help. If you are going the wrong direction. The most important message I have for myself and you is that choices must be based on the right purpose. Why did God create you? If you can't answer that question, all the decisions you make about speed, about how that coach will look like, all are of no consequence. The important thing is, are you in the right place? And many of us do not know why you are created. We have no clarity about our life purpose. And because we don't have, we choose whatever. And I told you, if you don't know where you are going, every case is okay, isn't it? You can't be lost if you don't know where you are going. That's why you find somebody. One moment, I want to be a pilot. Next moment, I want to be an engineer. That moment, I want to be a teacher. Next moment, I want to be a dancer. Now, just a moment. Who do you want to be? And you don't know. Because basically, you have no destination. So every road is okay. I have written a book called The Christian Profession. And in it, I have put a chapter called Discovering Your Life's Purpose. And because I've just looked at my, I'm measuring the number of minutes I'm speaking, I only have a few minutes remaining. I will not be able to cover the topic. I would encourage you to pick the book, The Christian Profession by John Nana. Focus in Yeri as my book. And you go, I try to suggest to you what I understand from the scriptures can help you to discover your purpose in life. And I include the importance of praying. Not praying for a high school, not praying for a college, not praying for a career. That is irrelevant. Pray for what you want to be. In my book, I suggest that every one of us needs, at the age of 20, some of you are in your 20s, am I right? You need to write your geology. For an African, that's writing. Because a geology is written to be read when you die. No. You're not writing your geology to be read now. Because the geology will be read by your son, who will be 60 when you die in your 80s. Anything wrong about dying in your 80s? No, so you are not dying now. Dying in your 80s. But you write the geology now. Because if you don't write it now, then you don't get a geology. So in prayer, write a geology. About 6 geologies you must write. Number 1, write a geology that will be read by your daughter or son, who will be 60, born again, and so cannot lie. If you write the wrong things, they're not written. They don't lie. So if you write something like, the borderline here is of my late father, who loved me. I do not know anybody who loved me like that. Now, for him to say that, and you kept hating him, will he read? He will change it, and you are dead, you can't complain. If you want to understand that, if you write it in your 20s, it will determine who you marry and how you deal with it. I'm not going to get it. Start writing it now. Because what you are writing is what you hear God telling you about the impact your life will make, your life purpose. So if you feel God has called you to marry, the kind of, you have to write a geology of that if God gives you children, and by that time you have great grandchildren, the question will be, what will your son or daughter think when you speak about God? Geology number 2, your spouse. Assume your spouse will outlive you. In other words, you will die early. So, write a geology for your spouse to read. But you don't even know who you marry. For now, you don't know, isn't it? But you are imagining that God will give you a spouse. Are we together? Now, write a geology she can read as a Christian old woman in her 80s without changing. That will determine the kind of girl you marry, isn't it? If you hear yourself saying, the borderline here is of my late husband, who served the Lord all his life. I met him before we were married and he was serving the Lord. And he has served the Lord to the end. I only joined him to serve the Lord with him. If you like that means any girl you meet who doesn't serve the Lord cannot read her, can you? You know, I've attended funerals where the non-Christians are the one running because they are relatives. And I know the person was saved. And they refused to say he was saved. Have you seen that? So then they give me a chance to talk and I say, I'm very sorry, I'm not part of the family, but I met this guy to the Lord before he died. And to me that's one of the most important issues. So you need to understand if your head is not saved, you'll not talk about your impact in spiritual circles. Am I right? So it's important, it will start determining who you marry. So you write a geology about impact. It will also determine how you date. Because you see, the geology will talk about she treated me like a queen, even though we are married. And he died, he treated me like a queen. Now it means that when you go for the first date, for it to be true to the funeral, you have to start on the first date. Am I communicating? You can't treat the person badly. Can you see the influence of the end at the beginning? We call it living today in the light of tomorrow. And if you don't have a tomorrow, you mess up with today. many people who are idle and who feel like they don't know what to do with their time, because they are planning to achieve. They have never looked at the final stage to see the impact you'll make. Once that is determined, you'll never have a little time. There's so much to do to fulfill God's calling in your life. You'll never be idle. Never be idle. Because you already know what you are fulfilling. Theology number 3 is going to be written by your friend, your brother in the Lord, who met you as a young person. Maybe you already have met that person, but you're not marrying them. They're just your friends. And they outlive you. In the eulogy, right? This is the body lying here of a friend of mine whom I left and met in college. He was serving the Lord. She was the mom of the CU. She was this. And I can tell you, she was not only mom in the CU, she has continued to be mom in the Church of Christ until right yesterday when she died. Now, if you are going for that to be read, then you have to be a good mom. Am I right? For that to be read by someone without changing it. So you need a eulogy, like a eulogy that is written by a friend. Eulogy number 4 is a eulogy written by a professional colleague. If you're an engineer, this is a person who is an engineer with you. The bottom line here is of a fellow engineering student in the University of Kemati when we started together. And I still remember I used to beat him in class. But in life, he has become one of the best engineers the country has ever seen. And then we talk about the achievements and the changes he has made over his career. You are seeing those changes before you even qualify as an engineer. Okay, in the picture? You are listening to God. It will help you to see the end in your professional life. So it will determine the kind of careers you do, the jobs you can do and you can't do, because anything that can help you, that's your role. You don't do it. Because you are seeing the end standing at the beginning. Those are how many eulogies now? 4. Eulogy number 5 is going to be written by a church representative, a pastor, somebody who knows you in church and the way the impact you have made in the church community. I said, the bottom line here is our brother. My church will not be what it is. He was not a pastor, but he made an impact bigger than any pastor. For that to happen, you have to be not a church bench warmer. Am I right? They're already warm enough. You will be active and working. Now it will mean that your life will be different in church. Are we together? Can you see how writing the eulogy at the beginning rather than the end will determine how you live your life now? Final thing is community impact. You want somebody. He's not your friend in any way, but they are seeing the impact you are making in the community. Either local or international. They come to give a eulogy of the impact you make. You know, some people don't make impact in the church, but they are not making impact in the community. And you only write a eulogy like that. Once you have written the 6 eulogies, you now spread them on the table and find out. Although you know each of the impact you make in each area, what is the running view? And you'll discover that in all the areas, there is something being repeated. There is an impact you make in your family, in the community, in church, in the profession. What is that impact you're talking about? That is your vision. You will draw 3 sentences out of all the eulogies that describe your vision. What is vision? Vision is a noun. Vision is what you achieve by the time you die. It's a noun. And so you have to find out what is it you feel God created you to achieve. And vision is what you not what you achieve now. A vision is what you have achieved by the time you die. Once you have written your vision, number 2, you must now ask, what is your mission? Mission is above. Vision is a noun. Vision is what you have achieved, or what you achieve, or the change or impact you have made when then you die. Mission is what you will do to achieve the vision. So you need to know your vision, you have to know your mission. And we can have same vision, 3 of us, but we don't have the same mission. For example, maybe my vision, when I read all those images, my vision is alleviating human suffering. Each one of them is referring to the way I was always touched by the pain of others, physical pain of others. And so my life, I was created for God to use me to elevate human suffering. That's my vision. What's my mission? My mission will depend on who and what of my life. That's why we were doing the analysis of getting to know us. You know, for example, if I'm good in biology, my mission is to ensure there is available medicine to treat people. So maybe I'll become a pharmacist. But my mission is to provide medicine. Or my mission is to treat people. Or my mission is to reduce diseases. Now, if my mission is to reduce diseases, and I'm not good in biology, I'm not good in economics, there's a problem, isn't it? My vision, I feel called to help in human suffering. But every time I do biology, I fail with chlorine colors. You know, some people pass with China. I always fail with chlorine colors. Now, if that's what happens to me, then I know I cannot go to school of medicine. And yet, my vision, I read, people are talking about helping suffering, and I'm doing economics. That's why it will occur to me. My economics is so that I can raise the income levels of my community, so that they will be able to get water in their taps, so that they no longer have waterborne diseases. And I'm told by those who do medicine that a big percentage of all diseases that take people to near hospital are because of the state of our environmental situation. That if you had clean water and teach people to wash their hands, you will clear the hospital, and they might have to look for people from other big countries to come to the. I'm not really kidding. So a good economics person can design systems that will help to reduce human physical suffering by creating economic means. He does not do biology, he does economics. Or maybe for you, neither economics nor biology works. Your mission will be within your gifting. So you are good in sociology. Maybe the problem is not lack of income. It's a misuse in income. Why? They do not know how to eat a balanced diet. So they either suffer from kwashiorkor or marasmus. You know, kwashiorkor is when you eat too much of one food. Then you look like you're pregnant at the age of 6. Now that is called kwashiorkor. It's not that you don't have food, but you have a lot of food of one type. Now, if you have a sociologist, you can teach some nutrition in the community. People will know that they get there without the beans permanently. It's a cause of kwashiorkor. So they will learn how to sell some of the maize to buy some of the beans. Am I right? And in the end, people will not be sick. And they were not treated by a doctor. It is because the sociologist was able to train them in a different way, reorganize them. So, and they know how to create community learning. I'm not breaking it. So that you have the same vision, but the dimensions will depend on your ability. The vision depends on your calling. The mission also depends on your gifting. The area God has given. Unfortunately, my time is up. But I hope you can see why, and I'm finishing with it, only 2 more minutes. Why that was important. Remember, my topic is choices. If, for example, I'm thinking about having a life partner, it makes it become very easy. I look at my vision, I look at my mission, we go for the first date, and I realize where you are going, I can't go there. Thank you very much. That's the last thing we shall ever have. And it's all caused by your knowledge of knowing your vision. Just means you are never troubled by issue of marriage. You can tell from far. You know, like you meet a boy and he's telling you how he's getting a green card. And yet you know the Lord has called you to go to Saudi Arabia. And nobody gets green card there. So you can, oh God, thank you. Write to me when you go to America. Unless the gates, Lord will propose another day. Now, it's very important to understand that when you know where you are going, it's easier to know who's not to go with. So you need to understand the same thing with the courses. With the same thing with the jobs. The same thing with careers. You cannot do a career that will not help you to reach your mission. Because you must say, how will this career help me to fulfill God's calling in my life. However much money is paying, if it cannot help me to go there, I will end up, nobody will read my theology. Because I will not have achieved what I saw God helping me to achieve. So it will mean that there are many things you can't do. It will be that, for example, you think about going, because you are good in biochemistry, you are thinking about how to get correct alcohol. And so you think that you are very good in breweries, until you ask yourself, how do I hear somebody in biology reading that this guy made such good wine that the whole village went and became alcoholics? Now, if you can't see yourself that theology happening, will you join breweries? Will you join breweries? No. And the reason you are refusing is not because you hate them. It's because they cannot help you to fulfill your calling. You can't marry someone who will not help you fulfill your calling. You can't do a job that does not help you do your calling. You cannot invest in an area that does not help you do it. Because your money is to help you to fulfill your calling. Are you together? Can you then see your choices become easier? Once you know where you are going. My prayer is that as you consider the things we are discussing, that you get what we are saying. I finished by reading Jeroboam and Solomon's son making a wrong choice. 1 Kings 12. So they sent for Jeroboam, and he and the whole assembly of Israel went to Rehoboam and said to him, "Your father put a heavy yoke on us, but now lighten the harsh labor and the heavy yoke he put on us, and will serve you." King Rehoboam answered, "Go away for 3 days, and then come back to me." So the people went away. Then King Rehoboam consulted the elders who had served his father Solomon during his lifetime. "How would you advise me to answer these people?" he asked. They replied, "If today you will be a servant of these people and serve them and give them a favorable answer," and I can go on, but I don't know. You know the story. He was advised to lighten them. Then he said, "No, thank you. That's your opinion. I will go to talk to my young friends." And they said, "Don't tell them that you lighten it. Make it doubly harder." You know the story, isn't it? In the process, choices have consequences. He lost most of Israel. He became king of only 2 tribes. Remember the story? All because of the choice he made. Your impact into the future, spiritual, social, personal, all that impact will depend on the choices you make. Let's pray. Lord Jesus, how we pray that in your wisdom, for all of us, old and young, you will help us to know that you have already got a plan for us. Jeremiah says, plan for welfare, not for evil. But many of us do not know that plan. So we are frustrated, taking wrong choices. Lord, I pray that each one of us will discover for what reason you created us, for what reason you saved us. And once we know it, help us to only make choices that assist us to fulfill that mission. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. Praise the Lord. Are we blessed? Would you like to hear more? Just as I invite the praise and worship team, please to give us one number.